of Asia to join the workshop on the title of the recent World Athletic Rule Changes. On behalf of all of us, I would like to thank you, our President, General Dalan, to be here with us and show his great support to the ITO of Asia. Under the leadership of President Dalan, athletics in Asia is moving forward, and Asian Athletic Associations organize the top competitions, including the Olympic in Tokyo this year. With such opportunity, the technical officials of Asia demonstrate the world-class service. And thank you, Mr. President Dalan, to lead us all the way. I also take this opportunity to welcome Mr. Shugu, the General Secretary of Aaa, to be here with us in this workshop. Mr. Shugu provides us great support all the time. Whenever the Asia Technical Committee initiates any development plan, he is always there to back us up by providing whatever resources we need. I also welcome Mr. Simon Butt, the Development Director of Asia, and Mr. Ria Lumintaraso. Both of them are the key persons responsible for the development affairs of Asian athletics. The AA Technical Committee maintains very close relationship with two of them, and we have managed to organize many useful and important workshops and seminars for our technical officials in the last 2 years. I also welcome all of you, the dedicated technical officials in Asia, to join the workshop, using your time and your knowledge and skill in the technical officiating. Last but not the least, I thank you, the two presenters, Mr. Vadim Nikolov and Yukio Seki. They spent a lot of time to prepare this seminar, and they gathered the information and materials which I think would be useful to all of us. And they will share this material to us in the later part of the workshop. So to start with, may I invite our President, General Dalan, to deliver his opening remark to this workshop. General Dalan, please.
Thank you, my friend KK, and good afternoon, good evening for the people who are reaching the evening. First of all, I would like to thank you all for joining today for this important session. I'm happy to see that everybody is really encouraged to join and to share the knowledge. The knowledge is always vital to all of us. Unless we all share our knowledge and exchange thoughts, we cannot move. I really thank you for this course. And Ria, the RDC Jakarta, thank you very much for this kind of arrangement. This is good, initiative from Jakarta. And especially to my friend, Mr. KK, thank you for all the activities you are doing and your team. When we talk, my friend, about a championship, about a sports event, we always see that the success of the event is coming from the technical side. Technical side is the one which makes the future for the participants. The people in organization, they concentrate in the opening ceremony and the hospitality. But when it comes to results, the future, they all turn to the technical people. And that's why you all have a big role to play. You are the one who shape the future of our sports. You are the one who control all of our events. And that's why I'm proud to see all of you here and to thank you face to face for the good organization, good setup that you did for all the events we had in Asia or even in the different level, in the level of the World Championship or the Olympics for our friends who participated in those big events. We still are in the learning stage, and we will keep that one. You know, that learning, we will keep it. Unless we update ourselves and work hard, we can miss the train. The world athletics, as you all know, is moving towards, changing system, trying to update so many things. One of the things that in the World Athletic Council now we are discussing, for example, is the shoe regulations. And these rules will come to you definitely after things approved technically. So this is an example of, trying to update, trying to upgrade our system. In our area in Asia, I think we are now #1 continent on hosting so many events, international events. And I'm happy to be part of this continent, because we can see there are a lot of challenges, and we can share the way to solve these challenges. And this course, I think, is one of the things that you will understand, you will share your knowledge and get out with something will be beneficial for all of us. My friends, you know that, and this is, I always say to my people, the technical people, especially the technical people, the future of the athletes depends on your judgment. There is no other person in the sports who can destroy or encourage the athletes to be up. And when I say destroy, it's a bad judgment. When there is a bad judgment from the technical people, this could ruin the future of the athletes. And that's why your responsibility is really big. And behind that one, you are judged by your intuition, by your judgment, and by your knowledge. So that's why, technically you have to update yourself and work very hard. And I'm certain that what we have seen in the last, in the past is really good. We are always proud about our Asian technical people. We are really on the level of the world. And that's why, you need to work. But before I just, get into, give you the chance to work on your course, let me just give you a brief about the Congress. Some of you were with us in the last Congress, and some of you were not. But as you have seen or read, we have changed the Constitution, or at least we have amended our Constitution. And I thank all the member federation for supporting us for that amendment. These amendments in the Constitution will shape the future of Asia. We put objective in these changes is to make Asia active in all the regions. And that's why the Congress has approved the composition of the council to be the president, senior vice president. The 5 vice presidents are going to come from the region. And they are going to be elected in the region, and they will come automatically in the seat of the vice president in the Asian Council. The purpose behind that one is to make the regions work and to give the chance for our athletes in all the region to participate more and to achieve more. So these things, when we start the establishment of all 5 regions, this will encourage the member of that region to have their own calendar, to have their own competition, and to share with us their performance. And this is going to be good because, as you all know, there are small member federations which have no chance to be in the level of the world or in the level of the Asian Games, let's say, Asian Championship. Because those small member federations, they cannot, compete with, countries, for example, as an example, China or Japan, because China and Japan and other big federations, they have more resources, they have more experience, they have more championships, more champions. So those small federations will have no chance. But in their region, they will have that chance to bring up good, talented athletes, in that competition. And once that athletes achieve in the region competition, his federation and his government will support him. And this is the objective, is to get the support from the government and from the people in that member federation to boost them. The talents does not come always from the big countries. Talents can come from a tiny island once we can discover that talents. So these changes will give all of us in Asia a chance to bring up our talents, to be better in the future. Though the other things which we discussed also in the Congress is the ethics. You all know, and you are the number one who are aware of this, the ethics, the transparency, because I know you all live in transparency. You are the official technical people, and your work always in transparency because you are making that theme. So the Congress thankfully approved the ethics, which will help us to clean our continent from, let's say, sorry to say this, bad people who want to manipulate the good people who wants to get advantage from the others. So this ethics will really cover all of that things and will close it. So my friends, you are in a place that you make our future, and I hope you have the time to read and to follow up what is going on in the whole world. Though you don't look to the rule changes only. You need to look to all the challenges in the competition. Like if somebody put a protest, you need to understand why that protest has been done. You need to understand what is the decision behind that one. Those things will teach you a lot. You will learn once you have that experience. If you come to same events, it will be easy for you to have that judgment. So we depend on you, on our movements technically. So I wish you really the good luck. But before I close, I need from all of you a moment later in the stage, and Mr. Keke can arrange, is to share with us and give us your opinion openly, because we are going to propose two things, for our future. One is to start to study and make standard for our competition, like especially the senior or the senior championship. The world athletics, to participate in the world championship, you have to meet the standard. We in Asia don't have. which is, we know it's acceptable before, because we want the gathering, we want. But what are we missing from this if we don't have it? You know, the big athletes, they don't come. And when those big athletes, they don't come, the small athletes, first of all, cannot learn, cannot advance, because they don't compete with big athletes. Second, for the sponsorship, for the media, they will not come unless there is a stars. So the standard can help us make some kind of a stars. The standard can make the athletes sweat and work hard for it. They don't take the Asian Championship for granted. They have to work hard for it. But we don't look, for me, we should not look to the same standard of the world athletics, because world athletics, their standard is very high, and that's to meet the level of the world. We know our continents, we know our level, but at least we have to do something, you know, to present a standard that meet the requirements and the level of the performance of our athletes in Asia, to encourage the stars to come, and also to encourage the small athletes who are the rising athletes, is to shape and be better in the future. This is one. The second one is we are thinking of to have an Asian Cup. And the idea for the Asian Cup is to have all the 5 regions to compete and make their qualification in the region. And the winners are going to meet with the winners from the other regions under the umbrella of the Asian Cup. So let's say, for example, the semi-final and finalists, you know, they will meet and have that competition. So what we will benefit from this, we will get the best of the best from each region to meet together and to have big competition, because we are bringing all the champions, you know, to meet together. This is going to be a help for us. So those are the 2 proposals I'm proposing to you. What I need from all of you, and Mr. KK as a chairman, and also he's a council members for your Asian Council, you know, just spare half an hour or 1 hour during your discussion with Mr. KK, and openly, you know, express yourself. See this proposal, whether this proposal are going to be beneficial for us, are going to be, it will bring us back, you know, or a lower level. So think about it. We still in the brainstorming in the council and some of our friends. But your opinion is very important for us. And why I say this one, because you are the one who could see it in the ground. You could see it in the track. So please share with Mr. KK your opinion, that at least once you finish, we know your opinion. If your opinion encourage us to go forward, we will. If you see that this is going to be an obstacle for us, we will leave it. So your opinion is very important for all of us. My friends, I really thank you again for your participation, and let us celebrate the good advancements from your side. And also, you know that hopefully this year 22 is going to be better, and we will the first event for us will be in Kazakhstan, hoping to see most of you in Kazakhstan, you know, to help our friends in Kazakhstan to present a good championship and to move forward. Thank you very much, my friends, and I wish you really the good luck. Mr. KK.
Thank you, President Alan, for your words of encouragement, and also you share with us the development direction of Asian athletics. Thank you so much. So let's start our workshop now. And can I share to you about the timetable? So we have two important presentations. The first part is about the rationale behind the rule changes. And then we will have more practical practice about the implementation of the new rules. After that, we will have an open forum where you can ask any question regarding the technical officiating for you. So today we have two very good presenters. The first one is Mr. Vadim Lermontov. He's a World Athletic International Technical Officials and Delegates. He's a member of the Event and Competition Commission of European Athletics and also a lecturer in athletics. And the next one is Yukio Seki. He's the director of JAF and Competition and Event Director of the Japan Para Athletics. He is a member of the WA Technical Work Stream and also a AA Technical Committee member before, and now he is working with the WA Global Calendar Unit. So he have a first-hand information about the rule changes. So may I now invite Mr. Vadim to start with your presentation. Mr. Vadim, please.
If you allow me, Mr. KK, I will withdraw myself so you can take your time. But thank you very much, and God bless you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, President. Thank you so much. Thank you. So may I have Mr. Vadim to start with your presentation?
Is it me or Seki?
I'm
yeah.
confused, KK.
I got a little confusion. Maybe Seki, please go ahead, Seki. Sorry.
Okay. Now, so according to your schedule, so yes, I'm fast. Okay, thank you very much.
You can share your screen now, please.
Okay, I will. Okay, now so hello everybody, and then thank you very much for KK. That's so introducing me to everybody, and then now anyway. So 2 days ago, I think so most of us attended the World Athletics webinar for ITOs, and also some international starter, international photo finish judges are invited. Now, so we have already understood now, so the philosophy of rule changes for next year. But anyway, now so I'm talking about the rationale behind the rule changes. And then after me, now the Vadim, so you are so expert for the rules now because of working at European athletics and then attending so many competitions in Europe. Then about the interpretation of the rules, so Vadim will talk about. Before Vadim, so what I want to talk about to you all, then the rationale that this is the because my title that's here. I myself, so former the IAF, the technical committee member, and then now the World Athletic Technical Story member. Yeah, so for us, the ITOs and the international official, international starters, and the international photo finish judges, and also race walking judges, that we must understand the rules. However, this is a Bible. However, and so if we understand the reason and the background of the rules, why the rules was made, if we understand, I think that so we can have better understanding, better interpretation of the rules. This is why I'm taking this the part for you all to share my knowledge with you. Then today I have only 30 minutes. Now I try to finish less than 30 minutes. I have about 20 pages of PowerPoint. But anyway, here there's a basic knowledge about the rule change process. I think so most of you understand, but I'll just remind you. Then the major changes of our rules. every 2 years in the year of World Championships. Now, so next year, we have the World Championships in Eugene. This is why now so rule changes for next year. So this is not so big one, so just a minor changes only. Then also the urgent amendment will be made by any time by World Athletic Council. By whom? Until 2019, the member federations, also your federation can propose a rule change to the World Athletics, the IWF. And then technical committee, they consider the which proposal to be raised to council meetings. Then from 2020, the situation has been changed. No more technical committee. Now World Athletics Competition Commission, their responsibility. Then same procedure, member federations propose some changes to World Athletics, and then Competition Commission consider. And then they finally council will decide. Then now, I myself, the member of technical work stream, then technical work stream assisting World Athletic Competition Commission to consider this kind of the amendments. Then rule changes process, then in case your federation will send a rule change proposal, this kind of chart to be made by World Athletics technical manager. And then we discuss one by one. You can see this, so I deleted so detailed so the wordings, but so you can see so here all the reasons. Once the so proposal was made, the reasons is stated in this chart. So this is why so I understand so the background of the rules, why so these member federations made a proposal to World Athletics. And then for future, I think, then you can see that some Nordic countries, they are making a proposal all together, not by one member federation. If we have some proposal to World Athletics for rule changes, that we can make this kind of the proposal on behalf of Asia or on behalf of regions. But anyway, so this is also part of the process of rule changes. And then today, I will make so just so only not enough time. Then about the background, the behind so the rule changes, I want to take the 3 examples. The one is TR5. This is the shoes thickness, then already in force. This is from the 2020. And then new rule is in force, very new. So takeoff rules. They're originally expected to be enforced from 1st November 2020. However, considering the COVID-19 situation and the Olympic Games postponement, and then from this year, November 1st, new rule has been in force. And then number 3, lane infringement rule. And then this also already in force from 1st November. Okay, then the first one, then TR5, shoe thickness. I think the Vadim, you will make some comment about this one at your part. Now, so I don't need to say so much. But also I myself, so member of working group to make so this the amendment. But anyway, so our working group discussed not only for shoe thickness, 2 issues that this is requested by IWF. One is the limitation of running shoe thickness, and then also participation of double legs amputee athlete to the Olympic Games. Then then finally, now so limitation of the shoe thickness. Now already we have technical rules number 5. And then the double legs empty athlete Olympic Games, this is not allowed at the moment. So that he had some kind of advantage, the running by 2 advantage using the prosthesis. Yeah, so, but anyway, today I must talk about the rule number 5. This is always so the huge discussion, innovation versus fairness. Because then you see this photo is the Stockholm Olympic Games 1912. At that time, so most of athletes, they never wear the running shoes. But so nowadays, so we are wearing running shoes. They are now, what kind of the limitation to be allowed? This is still we have so huge argument. But anyway, using this kind of shoes, more speed by technology or more slide by higher thickness. This is why now so finally so TR5 was decided by council. But anyway, now so rule is rule, and Vadim will talk about more interpretation about TR5. Just for your information. Now, I guess at your local competitions, some confusion, there's still confusion about TR5 because we must measure the thickness at call room. And also here, as ITO, that we must think about how to ease the measurement works of call room judges. Because we will attend the international competitions, then the measurement to be required at call room. As ITO, as technical delegate, we must advise the NTOs. Yeah, so this kind of, so the measurement tool we have here in Japan. And then the last year, the 2020, the March, the new rule was introduced. And then first ever, the major competition was Tokyo Marathon. I attended a technical delegate. This kind of simple way, but so easy to make a measurement. This is just for your information. And then top 3 runners at the Tokyo Marathon for men, 1, 2, 3, for women, 1, 2, 3, all the shoes, the thickness, so the good for the rules. And then here, the right one, the photo, the used at Olympic Games in Tokyo this year. And then also some the different models. Then here in Japan, the left one, and the middle also in Japan. And then right side, this is Maldives. The Munter, he produced this kind of tool, the measurement tool. If you are interested, I will send you the more detailed photos to you. Okay, and then another one, the Olympic Games, this form was used. Then you understand this is a declaration form. If the athletes will submit this form, then some competition not necessary for measurement. This is a kind of the agreement between organizer and athletes. Athlete declare which kind of the model, which kind of brand of shoes to be used before the competition start. Athletes submit to the organizer. You can download this form from World Athletics website. Okay, next topic. This is a new rule starting from the last month, November 1st. Takeoff rule expected to be enforced last year, however, also new rule from this year. And then I must talk about 3 facts. One is impression of spectators and TV audiences. Can you see this photo? I guess no break at practicing board. However, from the view of spectators, that we can see that this kind of view at the screen at the stadium. Also, TV viewers the watching the competition, and then the top of the shoes already so beyond the takeoff line, but so vertical frame, no brakes. Then up to October, the judges, we raised the white flag, but I guess the spectators are saying why. Yeah, this is why, so kind of, and this is why the rule has been changed. Also, the before, earlier seen here, and then so you are so much expert, and then Abo-san here, so also the experts, so long time experiences of athletics, so technical officials in athletics. Then before, about 20 years ago or 30 years ago, so we have had the rules, the changed rules. And the justness rule has been returned to the original rule. And then the factor 3 is human eyes versus video system. Okay, now anyway, then this kind of photos, now that we have the video system, also the host broadcaster so can take this kind of nice clear views during the competition. Now, so at the World Athletics competitions, international competitions, no problem, because we can check by this kind of the video system. And then World Athletics requested Seiko to produce this kind of system, so video system to check the takeoff. Now, so for World Athletic competitions, World Championships, other international competitions, no problem for them. However, also this is a Japanese local company. So sorry, in Japanese, also some, I think, in your country, I think in China and some countries, there already some manufacturers already have produced the kind of the video system to assist us to check the takeoff. However, now our problem here in Asia is most of countries, and then even so in Japan, the local competitions cannot use the video system. Now, so we must, at the open forum, I want to ask your opinions because at Asian Athletics Technical Committee, my responsibility is equipment and then facility. Yeah, now, so how to use these rules at Asian competitions. However, also we have the rules, and then on the rule books, new rule books, we have this kind of two figures. Then one is a new takeoff board, not having the practicing board. However, still we can use so old the takeoff board having practicing. Is a change to 90 degrees. This can assist your local officials to judge. Then anyway, as I said, this rule has been just returned to the original rule. So this means so your officials, so your expert, and then the pioneers as technical official at your countries has judged without videos. Now, so just I want to say to you all, don't worry, don't be afraid. Okay, then the last example, number 3, is lane infringement. This also the enforced from 1st November. Then I have to say 3 facts as the background of this rule change. Anyway, first, as ITOs and the international officials, I must make sure. Now, so we must understand basic rule. Then how to measure the track. Then the measurement line is not at white line. Then in case of the lane 1, then from the edge of the curve, the 30 cm, 30 centimeter from the curve. And then from the lane 2, and then up to 8 or 9, the measurement line is from 20 cm from the outer side of the white line. This meaning, so in case athletes will step on white line, so meaning the athletes not running exact distance. But anyway, so this is just for the understanding that because rule has been changed. However, I think that so spectators, most of spectators do not understand how to measure the track. But as ITOs, as international officials, now so please have the basic knowledge of this kind of the measurement. And we have this kind of result in 2018. KK, you have some comment about this. You attended as technical delegate at World Indoor Championships, Birmingham.
At that time, I was involved in the setup of the venue only. For the competition, I'm not following it closely.
Okay, thank you very much. But after this race, what happened this race? This is the 400 meter, the first round. The athlete from Qatar, he was disqualified by false start, but 4 others disqualified by lane infringement. Finally, nobody that so made the result, the performance in this race. Then after this race, then we got so much complaint from spectators, media people, and then so some the several peoples, and then the argument. This is one of the photos, the Bahamas, athlete Bahamas one step online, and then disqualified. Yes, then all participants DQ in Indoor Championships, and then what do you think the impression of spectators and then TV audiences? Of course, the technical officials must follow the rules. That's our Bible. But still, so you see, this is so some athletics fan. He made so some research about how many DQs at World Indoor, especially 400 meter. 27 disqualified, and then most of disqualification by lane infringement. Of course, this is indoor competition, not outdoors, but so not good impression to people outside of our community. But anyway, I don't need to say so much, but so please have some feeling about this. And then 2 days ago, at the World Athletic webinar, then Pierre's, the new head of competition, he emphasized this sentence to us. Now, the World Athletic Council wants more common sense and less needless DQs in the sport. Anyway, now new rule has been accepted by World Athletic Council. Now, so we must follow the new rules. But so this is based on this rule. Now, so some umpires now so asking us how to watch, how to see the competitions. But anyway, at World Athletics competitions, we have now the very nice video system. The company name is Hawkeye. Then this is a UK company. And then we have video referee. Yeah, if we can use this kind of system, so don't worry, very easy. Now, so to find how many steps on white line, then how to make the so infringement at competitions, easy to check. And then, sorry, so some the Japanese here. That's all. This is so layout of the camera of Hawkeye, the provided by Hawkeye. But anyway, the Hawkeye, so using so their original cameras plus HB host broadcasters. So the videos now, so they will use now so many angles now, so many videos from the angles. But anyway, at our competitions, same as Takeoff both, most of competitions in Asia, we cannot use this kind of nice video system. However, here that we have the Warson here, our competition director for Asian athletics, we must discuss how to so make us our Asian indoor competitions, Asian championships, Asian games, because to assist umpires. However, you remember 2 days ago, the Imre Matohatsu, technical senior manager of World Athletics, said, they had 2 sessions. At the second session, Imre emphasized the role of umpires never change. So our umpires, we can just do the same role as we did by the previous rules, because you see this is the umpire's report form used at Olympic Games, and then here you see that even that we are using the old rules, the umpires now already they have reported. So how many strides, how many cm out of the length, this kind of so the report, so umpires made to referees. Now, so I can say to you, everybody, even if we have this kind of new rule, don't worry. And then please tell umpires, don't worry. So just they can do the same role they did in the past. Okay, so this is some kind of background of the rule changes, more detail of interpretations. So Vadim can make it. Okay, thank you very much for everybody.
Thank you, Seki. Okay, now it's time for Vadim to have your presentation.
Thank you, Seki. Thank you, KK. As mentioned, many of you've taken part already in the World Athletics webinar 2 days ago, where we've seen the summary of all rule changes. But we thought it's very important that for Inside Asia, we discuss in details, we look at different examples. The aim is to make sure that we are confident that we understand these rule changes and we are confident how to apply them in practice. Hopefully next year we will have many events in Asia resumed starting from Asian indoors in February, and we will need to apply already these new rules in practice. So we need to make sure we are ready, and also when we come on site as technical delegates or ITOs, referees, that we instruct in a correct way the local judges, the organizing committee for the implementation of the rules. So the purpose now, we have some time to discuss in details, and please, you know my way of doing the webinars. Important is that we do it in interactive way. So if you have questions or doubts, you can wave your hand or write it in the chat directly, and then we discuss. Okay. So maybe to start with, as Seki brought several examples, 3 examples all three are very important for the implementation, and maybe we can go through this also with some practical example and discussions. Let's maybe start with the long jump. As you have seen in the World Athletics webinar, these slides. So the rule for the long jump changed significantly. So in the past, it was very straightforward. If there is a sign on the plasticine, it's a fall. If there is no sign of the plasticine, even if the athletes crossed the, let's say, the takeoff line, but there is no sign of the plasticine, it's not a fall. Now it's changed completely. So now we have to judge according to the vertical plane of the takeoff line. And the athletes cannot break it with any part of his foot or shoes at the moment of taking off. And we've seen this picture as well, so I will show you more videos and pictures now. But as you can see in the left one, if you look at this part, maybe we can say the shoe is not breaking the vertical plane of the takeoff line, but then at the moment of takeoff, it's definitely breaking. Even if there wouldn't be a sign on the plasticine, it would be still considered a failure if we have a good video system to judge. So we can maybe have a look at do you see my video?
Yes, Vadim can see.
Okay, so let's have a look at a few examples. The examples are still from the previous events, of course. So the big change, as we know now, if we would have the plasticine, it will not be 45 degree anymore. It will be 90 degree from now on. That's changed a lot. For example, from this example, it was not a fault because the athletes didn't leave any sign on the plasticine, though we clearly see that it's breaking the line. So with the new rule and interpretation, such attempts will be considered as a failure. This is another example. You see at the moment of takeoff, again, there is no touch of the plasticine. You know, the spikes are constructed in such a clever way that you may break the takeoff line, the vertical plane, but not touching the plasticine. But still with the new rule, this is a failure. What do you think about this one? Anyone wants to comment?
Well, I'm sorry. This KK, I cannot see your sharing.
You don't see?
Yeah, I cannot see it.
Me too. I cannot see the video.
Yeah.
We don't see the
It's
video,
stuck.
but we see only the picture.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
now-
Now
okay,
it's
now.
okay.
Now it's okay.
Now
Okay,
do
now.
you
Now it's
see
okay.
Yes.
Now it's okay. Okay.
So what do you think now if we think about the new rule?
So, Vadim, how do you satisfy an athlete?
With that's a good question, but that's the thing what Saki mentioned. If we have the video evidence, then it's easy. If we don't have a video evidence, then we still should hope that we use the plasticine board first of all. If we don't have a video evidence, and that with 90-degree angle, there will be still a mark on the plasticine.
Okay.
But
So,
you can
sorry, Vadim.
yes.
So this in this case is only if there is a video, we can look it for that. If there is not video, it will be big problem with that.
That's what.
Should
That's
be clear.
I absolutely agree with you, but that's the thing that we haven't tried the new boards. But now, if there is no video, you use the plasticine new boards with 90-degree angle. And with 90-degree angle, there is a hope. It was discussed in the technical committee, I assume, Seki, that there will be still a mark on the plasticine if the athlete is breaking the line.
So Vadim, this is 45 degrees. Is it?
This is the old one, yeah.
Okay.
There was the rule is from 1st November. So there was no competitions so far with the 90-degree board.
Okay.
So that's another problem we may face in Asia now, because we will travel to competitions and maybe the organizer, they don't have a 90-degree board. For example, now in Asian Indoor in Kazakhstan, they purchased the new equipment, but the boards, the takeoff boards they have are the old style, 45 degrees. So what we do in this case, you know, that's a big question, but we should keep in mind when we try to implement. But what is important in case we have a video is also to make sure that the camera is aligned and ideally even calibrated according to the takeoff line. So to make sure you have the best possible view. In many cases, what may happen when the athletes put a foot on the takeoff board, like in this example, it doesn't break the vertical plane of the takeoff line. But at the moment of taking off, you can see potentially it breaks the takeoff line. Let me maybe put more examples. Do you see?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
So there are many examples very close like this. So with naked eye, let's say, it's almost impossible to judge. So ideally for big events in Asia, of course, like Asian Games, Asian Championships, we should ask the organizer to provide a simple video system for judgment. It's not difficult to do. It's one camera on the takeoff board, a laptop with the software where you can quickly review if needed. If the attempt was too close to the takeoff line, you can quickly review and make your judgment. If in a smaller competition, if we don't have a video system, again, let's hope that the new angle of the plasticine will still make a break, make a visible sign on the board for the judgment.
Vadim,
Yes.
Yukio. Just about so 90 degrees practicing. So using 45 degrees one, the judges can make it so very easily. So not necessary to buy new one. Still they can keep using 40 to 45 degrees practicing board.
I agree with you, Yukio. That's what the most competitions will do, because you can't now go and buy new boards for everyone. So they will use the 45 degree, but they can make, it's not that easy, but they can make a 90 degree with the plasticine to make 90 degree angle.
Vadim, I received a small gift from Wonnie Chen. It's a small device that can help us to measure the plasticine as 90 degrees. It's a very simple device, but I do have the photo here. Wonnie, can you explain a little bit about your small tools on this, Wonnie Chen?
Yeah, actually, it's a product of Polenic. You can easily find. The name is plasticine forming knife. The equipment name is like that, and I used in my competition, in our local competition last month, and it is easy to handle and efficient, easily to make a 90 degree angle. but I don't have the image here, sorry.
That's good. If there is device available, it makes life of the technical manager easy when he prepares the boards for the competition to quickly check if the angle, the degree of the angle is correct.
I think we can visit the Polanic website and you can easily find the product.
So it's clear now for the long jump and triple jump, right?
Yes.
We pass to the next point. Maybe we can speak a bit more about lane infringement. It's another very big change. So I'll show you maybe one more picture. It's easy to understand. So what was explained also by Luca 2 days ago, you know, in principle, just to make it very simple. First of all, we distinguish between races which are run in lanes or partially in lanes with the races which are run not in lanes. The difference between two is that in the first one, only one touch is allowed on the lane, but in the second one, the race is not run in lanes, even one step outside is allowed. So this is the first, you can see this is for the races run in lanes. If the foot of the athlete is still touching the lane, is okay. If it's completely out, even once, that's not okay. In the second case, for the distances for the events run not in lanes, you can see that even stepping completely outside once is okay. What is important as we discussed for implementation is that we first of all, as Yukio said, nothing changes for umpires and for the track referee and video referee. We still have to look at the infringement, stepping on the line. And we still, all umpires has to report, even if it's one touch. They still have to fill the paper, give it to the chief umpire gives it to the track referee. So nothing changes in terms of the process. Nothing changes in terms of the judgment. But what is changes is that we give a bit more, let's say, freedom to the athletes in a sense to avoid too many of unnecessary DQs like in Birmingham World Indoors, is that one step is allowed, but it's one step only, or one step out if it's for races not run in lanes, but it's only one if the second happens immediately or any other part of the race. It's of course DQ. If the same athletes or the same relay team does it in the next rounds or semi-final, final, it's also if it's done the second or more time, it's DQ. What is important for us is that after the first race, after the first round, if there were cases with one step only, that it's included in the results sheets. And as explained by Imre in the webinar 2 days ago, there is new sign L. Maybe I can show. So there is a new sign L, which we need to include in the results sheets in case of the first infringement. And to make sure that if it happens again in the next round, so we know already that the athlete committed or the relay team already committed once this infringement, and he or she can be disqualified. That's very important for track referee to always keep in mind these first time infringements. In particular, often happens we have, for example, semi-final and then final very, very shortly afterwards. So there is very short time. So it's important that the track referee immediately informs after the first race, let's say after the semi-final, informs the results services, whoever is responsible, that they include this L in the results and in the start list for the next round. So then we can, not only the referee can track, but also the athlete knows that he has already 1L and that the spectators know, etc. So if it happens second time, it's disqualification. Any questions for lane infringements?
Yeah, what if?
Yes.
Walson, you said that keeping one leg outside is a disqualification for the lane events, and one step outside for the non-lane events. For example, what difference? Like for 5,000 meters, if I keep it outside the curve, and for 800 meters, I put it on the outside the inner line. That is inner line. The difference is the same, isn't it? Why?
Well, it's the rationale is difficult for me also to discuss, but I think again we go back to history. We had a lot of cases in the long distance running when the athlete suddenly, because of tiredness or whatever, loses the balance and step once out, immediately coming back.
Okay.
No advantage gained for sure.
Okay.
So we all remember in Asian Games in 2014, I think there was famous case when a girl from Bahrain in 10,000 meters final,
Yes.
she was leading the whole distance with long advantage, like 200 meters ahead of the second place. And the last bend, she suddenly, something happens, she steps one step out and in. Of course, by rule at that moment, she was DQ'd. The jury then reinstated her, which was not according to the current rules. But to avoid such situations, I think this was the rationale to change this, because in long distance, it often happens then the athletes losing the balance or whatever happens with one step out. Maybe that was the rationale. We can maybe also see few examples now.
Vadim.
Yes.
Vadim.
Tell me.
Yeah, can we go back to the infringement for relay runners? So we take for instance the 4x100. The first runner or the second runner has done one lane infringement. So the umpire writes it down, right? So if it goes to the third runner or the fourth runner, there's another infringement, means the whole team is disqualified, right?
Correct.
Okay.
In relay, as usual, we treat the whole team as one runner, let's say.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
In the first leg, there was one infringement. In the third or fourth leg, whatever another, it's already DQ in this race. Okay. So,
Mr. Fadim.
Yes.
Excuse me, what about in straight line, like 100 meters? It's included or not?
Good question. The rule we are discussing now is not about the straight lane.
Yeah.
About the bend.
Okay.
Regarding the straight lane, the rule stays the same.
Okay.
It's not an infringement if the athlete is stepping out,
Yeah,
unless he gains some advantage or improves the position. What often happens, the athlete was blocked, was in the box, blocked by other athletes, cannot progress. If he or she steps out and returns in a better position, it's a DQ. But otherwise, stepping out on the straight is not a problem.
Thank you.
Yes.
Please explain again about the blue shoes and the red shoes different?
In the left picture?
Yes, left feature and the right feature. The
Yeah,
blue
left,
shoes and
left. The difference is left picture is for the distances run in lanes. For example, 200 meters, 400 meters, or the first band of 800 meters. So here in these distances, if you step out completely, like blue shoes,
yeah.
it's immediately DQ, even if it's one step. But in the right picture is for middle and long distances where you run not in lanes. So here you can step one time out. Okay.
Okay. And same like in the 4x4, yeah. 4x4 is about the runner of the third and fourth. Same like the distant runner.
No,
4x4.
4x4.
Yes, it's a good question.
Third and the fourth runner.
Yes, the third and fourth runner we can consider as not running in lanes. So we will consider them as the right picture.
Hi. Excuse me, Badim.
Yes.
How are you?
Good.
Okay. What about for the right race? If they step outside for one time, it's allowed. Before, I think if any, pushing from other athletes and can come back. So now it's clear one time is available without any pushing is also available.
Yes, yes. One time, yes. But it's a good question. If the athletes went out because of pushing and even made 2 steps out, it's still okay because he was pushed or she was pushed out.
Yes.
But without pushing, also allowed, but only 1 step.
So that's clear now. Maybe 1, 2, 3 step more with pushing with any upstroke from the other athlete. So it's allowed.
Yeah.
So not only 1 step. 1 step
Yes.
is free.
Yes, it's a different. It's the same rule stays for pushing, for jostling. If the athlete was pushed out, but again, we need to judge as referee if the athletes didn't gain any advantage. For example, you pushed me out, but I don't return immediately. I ran, I shorten my distance. Then of course it's DQ. But if
So
I
this is
pushed
very-
out, I make 2 steps, but then I come back as soon as I can. That should be okay.
So this is very complicated now for the umpire. This is very complicated because how he will know that this athlete was one time, by free step out. So he have to count till the end of the race, and they will. So need also the VAR. VR will be also need for anybody step 2 times, or 3 times.
For sure. Of course, if we have VAR, if we have video system, it's easier. The video referee can review all the race and count and make a judgment. For umpires, as Yukio mentioned before, they still have to do the same job because in every part of the track, we have a different umpire. So the umpire, he stays, for example, in first band, first half. He sees 1 step or 2 steps, he writes it down. Then he gives it to the referee, to the track referee. And then maybe there are more umpires who give reports about the same athletes infringement, but on another band, for example. Then, of course, the track referee will see different reports from different umpires and make a DQ. So for umpires, nothing changed. Maybe for track referee, it's a bit more work, but at least this rule is a bit better for the athletes.
Sir,
So
Vadim?
maybe yes.
I don't know. Who is? I can cross or other one. Hello, Vadim?
Yes, I hear you.
Excuse me, Vadim. Thank you very much. It's clear everything. But there is one thing for the 3,000 steeplechase. You know, the straight in the water hurdles, water hurdles. If the athlete water jump, if he jump out the line directly in the left side, it's without any advantage. It's okay. Also, they can also take one step in the same.
No, here the rule didn't change as well. If in the water pit, in the water jump, if he stays on the left side of the water jump, it's immediate DQ, even if it's one.
Even if it's one.
Yes, we are speaking only about the bands. So here the rule changed. But if we speak about, for example, straight, the rule is the same. If we speak about the water pit in the steeplechase, the rule is the same. One step on the water side on the left is the Q.
But even if he's after the water land, it's after in the same line straight, or even he touch it, it's outside.
No, if it's after the water pit on the straight, it's not a problem.
No problem.
No, the rule didn't change for this, so it stays the same.
Thank you.
Okay, so maybe
Mr.
we
Vadim,
can watch.
Mr. Vadim,
Yes.
I'm question.
Yes.
Did you think this is fair change in the rules for one step? This is one main question. The other question: what is the purpose of this change? To get a chance to one step, he can do this sentence.
If it's fair or not, I will not judge.
Yeah. Is it fair? Do you think it is fair change this one, or they will continuous, or what is the purpose of this change?
This was explained in the presentation of Yuki Oseki that this was the demand from the World Athletics Council. In the past, there were too many DQs in athletics, which the spectators, the public, the athletes never understood. Because as we brought example of 10,000 meters women in Asian Games, you know, from Bahrain girl, she stepped only once. She didn't gain any advantage. She was leading 200 meters in front of the second place, you know.
Yeah.
So, but she was DQ'd by the old rules. So that was the demand of the World Athletics Council to adapt the rules to avoid too many unnecessary DQs.
Okay.
That was the reason, yeah.
Thank you.
Do you see my screen now with the video?
Yes, you see.
Yes.
Yeah, we see it.
So, very simple case. Does it change anything with the new rule?
No.
So in this case, we still judge the same, yeah, right? This is immediate DQ. What about this one?
DQ.
Immediate DQ, nothing has changed.
DQ, yeah.
What about this one?
Okay. One step.
No. Two step.
So it's a distance run not in lanes, so we can have one step completely out, but only one. But still, umpires has to report it in the protocol. We would put L in the results, but the assets is not DQ'd because it was only one step out. So in such cases, you see, we save the athlete because the athlete didn't gain any advantage. He lost a balance, so there is no reason to DQ person immediately. What about this one?
One step, two step.
Step once.
No, I think 3 steps.
So this is very clear. Even if she
clear.
didn't step out, but she still made 3 steps on the line. So again, nothing changes, immediate DQ. watch here. So
one step.
Only one step out. So we do not DQ, but we have still to report in the results.
Yeah.
What about this one?
It's one, I think.
Yes. First of all, it's important to check if the step was on the bend or on the straight. As you can see, the cone is placed here to define where the straight finishes and the bend starts. So this is very important for steeplechase. Then we can see that the step was after the cone, so it's on the bend. But it looks like it was only one step. So again, in this we do not DQ. What about this one?
Yeah, 2 steps.
Move it a little bit, please.
Very difficult sometimes the video quality to judge, but it looks looks that the second step also was a bit touch. But what is important for referee, always keep in your mind, if you are not 100% sure, you take the side of the athlete. You DQ only when you are 100% sure.
I agree with you.
Let's watch some races on lanes. So what is here?
I think 2 step.
It was clear 2 steps.
Yeah.
So first, and then second. So this is immediate DQ. Here was, you see 2 athletes actually did the same, but both of them only one step.
One step.
So in the past, both of them were DQ'd, but now with the new rule, they will not be DQ'd. This is Birmingham, the famous race where the whole heat was DQ'd. So that was one. But what is important again to see these steps afterwards, because in this video we can see only one step. We don't see the second step. So now it's important also for Hawkeye, for video, to make sure they give the pictures showing several steps in a row. One step is not enough. Now it's another athlete, the same heat, but the athletes on the lane 6. Again, we see only one step. Again, the same heat. It's the heat where all 6 athletes were disqualified. You can see lane 3, Jamaica, also step. But again, it was only one step. So with this new rule, in fact, this hit would be fine because most of the infringements were only one step.
Only once.
Except this lane 2 from Latvia. Who made several touches on the line. In that case, it's immediate DQ.
So Vadim, I think this is
Yes.
very important for us. I am with this rule, really is very important. You see it in one competition, maybe 6 or 7 or 10 athletes outside for one touch, only one touch. So I think the reason is very good about that. But the problem, Vadim, this use it if there is a video, to be clear. If not, we don't like local competition, like not high standard competition, we should take care for that. Because at that time, the athletes need something to believe it, he touched.
Yes.
But this is very important to know.
Yes, yes. Yes, it's difficult, for sure it's difficult if we don't have good video system in some competitions. But also for major competitions in future in Asia, probably, Wilson, we should ask the organizer for big competitions like Asian Games, Asian Championships, at least for this level of events that they provide a video system.
Exactly.
Not necessarily Hawkeye, which is maybe more expensive for them, but there could be more simple solutions locally, you know. Now in some competitions, even local competitions, what they do, they put 4, 5, 6, 7 volunteers, even outside of the track with the small good cameras, or even with the phones, you know. And it's enough already to clearly see if there was infringement, how many times they were stepping out or not. So I think we should always look for solution. Of course, for smaller competitions, we can't afford paying big money for Hawkeye, but we can find a solution. Put several judges, several young people. The young people now, they are used to film everything in their daily life. So if you just place them correctly, explain what they need to watch and what they need to film, they will do it. This is another example, several steps. So let's see. You see, many times it happens like this in 800 meters, in 1500 meters, you know. One step, quickly back. No advantage is gained. So in the past, we would DQ all these poor athletes. Now with the new rule, they can still compete if they do it only once. Another example, the same, you can see. Only one step. Again, was only one step. This is 800 meters. What is important is that before breaking line on the first bend, we judge it as the event run in lanes. So when they out of the breaking line, and we judge it as a distance as the event run not in lanes. Okay, maybe now if lane infringement is clear for everyone, we pass to another topic.
Vadim.
Yes.
For the local competition, about the new rules. How about the role of the umpires? Still okay or not? The rules, there's new rules.
For umpires?
Yes.
Nothing.
If they look,
Nothing changes.
Changes. Okay. So, but they
For
cannot decide it about this rules for the rules, new rules.
For umpires, nothing changes.
Not changes.
Umpire, what the role of umpire is
Yes.
to see something and to
Yes.
report to the track referee.
Oh, okay.
Umpire never takes a decision. It was
Okay.
never the case.
She
The
just
rule of
mentioned.
umpire, just notice, write it down, and give to the track referee.
Okay.
Then the track referee decides.
Okay. Thank you.
Hello. Hello.
Yes.
Hello. I have a question.
Yes, Ben.
Ben have a question. Umpire, when they saw the one step, sure, did he need to rising up the yellow flag?
Yes.
Yes, Ben.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yes. As we said, for umpires, nothing has changed. They still do the job. They still do the same what they were doing. So in this regard, nothing changed for them. Also, I've heard from some colleagues, that there were confusions about still the hurdles rule interpretation. So maybe we can quickly discuss it. Where's my So the hurdle rule about knocking down the hurdle, it was changed few years ago, I think. The wording was changed, but it was still very confusing for most of the officials, even for native English speakers. It was really difficult to understand what we mean. Now, with this year new changes, they changed the wording again. But I have a feeling that it's still not very clear, not very clear, and it's confusing. So I tried to explain. The purpose also of this rule change was that in the past there was often, if we would have strict track referee, we would have a lot of DQs and hurdles for knocking out the hurdle. And the rule was very subjective. We were saying if it's deliberate or not, etc. So some referee would DQ an athlete, another referee would not DQ. So the rule was changed, and now you can actually, you will be DQ'd only if you knock down or displace any hurdle by hand, which is clear. You just put out the hurdle by hand, your body when you fall on the hurdle, or as the new wording says, the front side of the lead lower limb. So the front side of the lead lower limb includes all front facing parts of the leg from the top of the thigh to the end of the foot. Just to try to make it simple, any front part of the leg. Meaning, if you hit the hurdle with what happens in most times, the athletes hit the hurdle with the how to say with the feet, right? So this is okay. The front part means, imagine if this is the foot, the front part is this, starting from thigh and going up. So if we hit the hurdle like this, then this is not okay. But if we hit the hurdle with the sole, let's say, then it's okay. Maybe we watch, I don't know if I have some videos.
Tim, how about if we judge the hit is deliberately? The hit is deliberate. But,
Deliberate hit.
Yeah.
Like this.
What do you think?
This is important. There is not such a wording now.
Okay. understand
And
now.
in a way, the rule is changed to there is almost no DQs now for knocking out the hurdle, because in most cases you knock it with your foot, with your sole of the shoe, and you gain no advantage. You knock it, actually, you lose your time on the clearance, you lose your rhythm of the running, etc. So now the rule was changed actually to avoid also unnecessary DQs. Let maybe try to show you a few examples.
Hello.
Do you see the screen, the video?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we see. Yes.
So I think we watched this example in the past. If you look at the American hurdler, the way he knocks down the hurdles, even breaking his own hurdle, he will not be DQ'd now with this rule. But in this case, he might be DQ'd still because he displaced the hurdle of another athlete. But not because he knocked his hurdles, but because he knocked the hurdle of the other athlete. But the way, if he hits the hurdle with his, how to say properly in English, but the
tie. Is it the tie?
Not the tie, but let's say with the shoes sole, not with the front part, but with the back part is okay. What about this one?
That's front side of the leg.
This is front side. This is very rare example where it's front side of the leg. So if she would finish the race, she would be still DQ'd. But to be honest, I still believe the rule is not perfect, because if you hit with your front part of the leg, in most cases, you will never even finish the race, because for sure you will fall down. So for me, the rule is a bit still silly, but okay, this is what we have now at this moment. This is example hitting by hand, so which is also not allowed. But again, the athlete loses the rhythm. Maybe she will not even continue. So, but to be strict with the rule, knocking the hurdle by hand is not allowed. What about this one?
There he's pushing. He deliberately.
The new rules now is okay.
Yes, correct.
It's okay
the
now.
new rule is okay. We don't have deliberate. We don't have such words. It's not the front part of the leg, so it's okay. But you can see that hurting his hurdle, he actually impedes the progress of the athlete on his right. Look.
Yeah.
That's the other one, other case.
Other one.
Yeah, that's another case. But that could be a problem. Okay, look at the girl in green. Just a second. Is it okay?
Make it again, please. Sorry.
Lane 4 in green.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not clear.
No,
Yeah,
it's okay. It's okay.
She broke the hurdle, but with
Yeah.
which part of the leg? Do we see with which part of the leg?
Let's see whether it's her knee or sole of the foot.
So it's not really clear.
Not clear. Can you stop it? If you can stop in the hurdles, is better.
Just a second.
Oh, okay. It's the trail leg, not the
trail leg. The trail leg.
It's at the back of the shoe.
So what do you think?
It's okay.
I think
It's not the lead leg.
Okay.
Okay.
I think it's okay.
If you watch the athlete from America on line 5,
Yeah,
in
it's
the
okay.
past,
Yeah.
most of the referees would disqualify him. But now with new rule, he will not be disqualified. So it became more easy actually for umpires and for track referee to judge the hurdle.
Vadim, please
Yes.
make it again. If you see it, Vadim come from not from back the feet, from beginning of the feet. So
This example?
Yeah, last one, the last one. Yeah, that's one. Look at. Can you? If you can slow. Yeah, slowly, yeah.
Run.
This is not clear. It's for.
No, it's. I think it's not the front of the shoe. So in that case, he would be okay. Though it's no. From here
It's
you
the-
can see
it's-
it's the sole.
Sole.
Yeah.
Sole.
Sole is not for the back.
The sole is okay.
But Vadim, in this case, I mean, for the umpire, it's very difficult to watch it like that. I mean, this is, we are trying
sure.
to try slowly. We cannot.
For sure.
So
I think we watched this example. This athlete. Okay.
Vadim?
Yes.
I think this is will be very bad for the hurdles. This rule. First of all, the technique will be changed now. For most of athletes, they will try to push by foot.
All the hurdles,
And they will get the advantage when they train with this. With this new rule, they will get the advantage by pushing the hurdles by force and continue running. And also this will be dangerous also by safety if they will break all the wood by pushing. Yeah, this will be not safety for the athlete, because you see now some cases by one heat will damage the dangerous for the athlete who is in the right and the left. I think this rule, when they will try, they will go back maybe. And why they said it's free now, all the hurdles they can touch and push, or only they give chance for one.
No, I mean there is no count how many for sure. I don't know. I understand your point. Frankly speaking, I don't know what is the rationale behind this rule change. They believe probably that when you hit the hurdle, you are losing speed anyway. So at the end, you are not gaining, you are actually losing. So it's in your interest not to hit the hurdle because you're losing a lot the speed and the rhythm. But maybe you are right. Let's see how it goes with the athletes. Maybe they adapt a new technique and then the rule will be changed again. I don't know. But at the moment, this is the rule.
Abu, I think if you have concern on this, that's very good. You make some valid points. You can propose this to the AAA Technical Committee, where you are one of the members, and we have Wilson there to look after the rule changes proposal from Asia, so we can propose to change it again if you really want to do something.
I believe after they will try see many negative point of this rule, they will try to solve it, because many wood will be broken during the competition, and many athletes will try to, even in 110, the hurdles will be high. It's easy to push it and go forward. They will train for that, but in the training they need many hurdles.
Let's keep in view of this one, and then we can make some new proposal to WA later on behalf of Asia.
Yeah. KK, we are, I think, a bit out of time. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Can I say
So
something?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. You know, with this new rule that has been proposed, I guess it would be difficult for our part as being technical officials, especially conducting events in the lower competitions. You know why? It's because in the higher competitions, it would be easier for the track referee to come up with a decision, considering we have already videos. But for the local competitions, it's difficult. Why? Because there are competitions which we cannot afford to come up with videos on the field. So this makes us difficult to decide if it's really indeed a violation or not. Thank you.
Thank you, Jesus. Yeah, I think for sure we mentioned it several times. First of all, we need, even in local competitions, make sure the umpires still do their job, and for them nothing changes. Whatever they see, they report to the track referee.
Thank you.
Plus, as I said before, try to be creative. I saw some very small competitions where the young judges, young volunteers were staying in the most important parts of the track and just filming with their phones. At least if you see something with your eyes that there was infringement, then you have a video on your phone to prove it to the athletes in case of protest and appeal. We don't need always say excuses, okay, we don't have money for an expensive video system. We can always try to find a way with a simple system as well. But I think, Mr. KK, I stop at this moment because we are a bit out of time, and I pass the floor to you.
Thank you so much, Vadim and Yukio. I think both of you have very valuable sharing with us, especially Vadim. You do have a lot of good videos to share with us. I just wonder if we can have this video later, or you can let us know which event so that we can find this in the YouTube.
Yes, sharing will be difficult because each video is huge size. It's high quality video, but I can mention which events, which disciplines, and these videos can be found also in YouTube.
That's very kind of you. Thank you so much. So that we can later we can connect this event name so that we can share to the ITO. They can use this as a teaching material in their own situation. So according to the schedule, we are a little bit behind of our schedule. We should have an open forum, and so I just want to see if anyone have anything. We limited it to 5 minutes, 10 minutes. If you have any issue want to raise up in this session. Or you can just put it in the chat box and we will answer it later. We will approach the two presenter or to let you have the answer later. Okay. So if we can go on, starting with the closing remark now, I would like to invite Mr. Shugu, is the General Secretary of AAA, to share some of the important he's sharing with us on, as I mentioned earlier, Shugu is always a great supporter to us. He is responsible to maintain relationship with WA and also assist us to take part in the World Athletic ITO Development Program. And also he's working with the AAA Competition Committee, allocating assignment to all the ITO in Asia. So may I invite Mr. Shugu to share with us the plan of him, how to prepare us for the next WA Level 3 TO review, and also the development plan of the Asian Technical Officiating. Mr. Shugu, may I have your sharing now?
Thank you, Mr. KK. First of all, I have to thank Mr. KK for initiating this workshop for our members, especially our current ITOs who's going to sit for the exam next year for the area ITO, and those who have done well will also be some of them will be selected for the area level 3. And I would also like to thank Mr. Seki and Mr. Wadim taking their time for helping us to go through these competition rules. I'm sure that this seminar would have benefited all the ITOs hailing from Asia. I also assume that this seminar would have been of great use for these ITOs, for those ITOs who are aspiring to go to the level 2 and then to level 3 course. As you know, the last exercise done in 4 years ago, we only had one Asian ITO in the panel, that is Mr. Wadim. And I don't think we are not lacking behind anyone, any other part of the continent. So I still feel that we, Asia, we are always good in our own competition. We have done very well. And there are people who have given recognition to Asian officials. So when this coming next year, as I spoken to Mr. KK, I have told him before the area level 2 exams to have some course, some seminar, like updating of some kind of exam questions or some question. I think Mr. Wadim can help us with all this for our area to do well, so that we can have someone who can be represented in the world level next year. Because the exam is next year, I think within 6 months. I think if I'm not mistaken, I will check with Mr. Salman. I think Mr. Salman is here. So we have to have I think the world level 3 is somewhere in October, November. That is the window period they play with. So we have to do it before that. So if Wadim can help and with Mr. KK and Mr. Walson around and Seki, I think it will be very helpful. Whatever, like what we are doing now, we are sharing. So the important thing is to share with what you know, you share the knowledge with others. You know, it is always good. So someone might not know of something. So this knowledge should be shared to your national NTOs. So they also will know what is happening with the world level and Asian level. This knowledge is not for you to keep. It is for you to share with your national federation. So everybody will know what is happening. So I think I'm very proud that Mr. KK is always thinking of improving these technical officials in our area and is putting a lot of effort. And next year, of course, those who have reached 70 will not be able to sit for the ITO exam. So those who are coming in below 70, they will be sitting. So some of them, I know they are just around the corner, but go back, develop some youngsters to come into the panel, because if you don't do, then we don't have anyone in Asia, because everyone is getting old. So we need to have exercise to bring in all this younger group inside the panel. So I hope this workshop has helped everyone. And I once again thank Mr. KK, Mr. Wadim, and Seki for having this course done in a very timely manner, as the rules are with immediate effect. Thank you, and wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Hope that all of you, I hope that we can see each other at the first meet that is in Kazakhstan. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you, Mr.
Sugu.
KK.
Thank you, Mr. Sugu. And also Mr. Salman is the Development Director of Asian Athletics. He is responsible for all the development projects and plans in Asia, including coaching, technical officiating, youth development, women in athletics, etc. He's a very busy man, I know, and always travel to different areas to assist in the project. So may I take this opportunity to ask Mr. Salman to say something to us. Mr. Salman, please.
Oh, thank you, Mr. KK. On behalf of the Asian Development Department, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you, who has led the way and put this ITO workshop together today that we have just conducted. Technical rules for the conduct of athletic events change, and they change frequently. So it is our obligation that we update and educate the Asian area ITOs and TOs about the change in these rules in a very timely manner. About 2 years back, a concern was shown by World Athletics about the quality and the level of technical officiating in the Asian area. Personally, and as an area, we immediately noted this concern, reevaluated the situation, and formed a strategy to raise the standard and to a more rather impressive level. This strategy that we formed was at 2 levels. One, expanding the reservoir of the technical officials in the area. The total number of technical officials must be increased, would be increased according to this strategy. And we offered TOECS level 1 courses to 20 deserving MFs of the area. And by doing this, we provided an opportunity to 250 technical officials to upgrade, to educate themselves, and to get themselves certified as level 1 technical officials. 250, so we increased that reservoir. The number 2 strategy was that in collaboration with the technical committee and the chairman, we organized a series of seminars, workshops for the Asian ITOs and TOs, so their knowledge can be updated, they can share ideas, they can share their knowledge. And online activities so far have been so crucial during this pandemic period. They have provided a window of opportunity for the Asian TO community. I would say it was a breath of fresh air during the lockdowns. In fact, they help us in the continuation of our educational program for the area. I'm really grateful, as Mr. Wadim mentioned, that we will hopefully have more opportunities in the coming year at the international competitions to practice this craft and heighten and bring this level of officiating to a better level. I thank the lecturers of today's workshop, Mr. Wadim and Mr. Seki, for highlighting the new rule changes and explaining their implementation by the help of pictures, videos, and personal explanations. Every, I believe, infringement is unique. But if we have a real and absolute understanding of the rule, then it becomes very easy to implement that rule. So with that, I'd like to thank everybody. I know a lot of work goes into organizing a seminar or a workshop, and I'd like to thank our secretary, the area secretary, Mr. Shugu, is always very cooperative and comes forward with all ideas. He's very encouraging. Thank you. I would also like to thank my colleagues at ADC Jakarta, Ria Lumen Tosaro and Miss Ria for helping out with the seminar. And of course, the leader and star of the seminar, Chairman of the Asian Technical Committee, KK. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Simon. So last but not the least, I must take this opportunity to thank you again, the two presenters, Mr. Watim and Mr. Yukio Seki, for their wonderful presentation in the last 2 hours. We gained knowledge and about the new rules, and also we are shared with the experience in executing these rules, and thank you both of you. Of course, I must also thank you, the ADC Jakarta, Mr. Ria Dumituraso, and also Madam Ria for supporting this seminar. They are very good, very efficient and effective work to support the organization of seminar. So thank you so much. So everybody, once again, thank you for joining this seminar, and I hope you all take care of yourself, and we will see each other sometime, somewhere soon. And goodbye, and have a very Merry Christmas. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chairman
Okay.
KK.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Vadim.
Thank you.
Thank you.
For you, thank
Thank
you.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you,
everybody.
everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for everything. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
For everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Mr. JK.
Thank you very much.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Thank you, Mr. Radio.
Okay, bye-bye. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Bye-bye. For friends.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year in advance.
Thank you, Mr. Abu.
My
Thank you, Mr.
friend.
Abu.
Christmas. Hamad. Hello, Hamad.
Hello.
Habibi.